Hi, this is Jinky Cruz Tolentino, your live storyteller. Okay, so thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule to be with me here today to read to you The Code of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani. Okay, so I read books to you live, and these books are read by successful people like my mentor Robert Hollis. Um, the legendary Robert Hollis, millionaire creator. As of today, he has created 55 millionaires. Okay, so you can also reach out to him so if you want to succeed. Okay, hi Jack, thank you for watching. Okay, so today I will continue reading to you the Code of the Extraordinary Mind, and we will start with Law 2, Question the Brules. So, in this book, you will learn how to set goals that truly and deeply lead to happiness, create meaning and excitement, and make your life more purposeful. Okay, so I'm reading this from Kindle, and you can get it from Amazon.com. So please share this with everyone you know. It might help someone. Okay, and don't forget to get your gift from the link above or below or on your right side. Okay, so you can get your free videos, audios, and books. All right, in the units section of the page. So let's start. Law 2, Question the Brules. Hi Naveen, thank you for watching. Okay, extraordinary minds question the rules when they feel those rules are out of alignment with their dreams and desires. They recognize that much of the way the world works is due to people blindly following rules that have long passed their expiration date, taking the rules by the horns. We have to push our systems internally and externally, personally and institutionally, to catch up. We do that by making the first move to uninstall rules in our minds and then exerting upward pressure on our social systems to evolve. It can feel a little like free fall when we first start, and it is because you're taking your life off of autopilot. Sometimes things feel chaotic while you take over the controls, but have faith in yourself. You were born to do this. The great gift of being human is our capacity to see the world anew, invent new solutions, and then use what we know to transform our lives and change our world. Culture isn't static, it lives and breathes, made by us in real time, in the flow of life, meant to change as our world changes. So let's do it. It starts at home with you, your life on your terms. Exercise, the Brule test. So, what might your Brules look like? I'm not talking here about getting rid of moral, ethical standards that uphold the Golden Rule, but certain rules that lock us into long held habits and irrational self judgment could be worth a look. For example, I should work to the point of exhaustion every week, or I'm not working hard enough. I should call my parents every day, or I'm not being a good daughter or son. I should observe my religion the way my family does, or I'm not a spiritual person. I should behave a certain way toward my mate, or I'm not a good spouse. To see if a rule is coming to call, apply the 5 question rule test for a reality check and decide whether it's a rule you want to live by or a rule you want to bust. Hi, Robert. Question number 1. Is it based on trust and hope in humanity? Is the rule based on the idea that human beings are primarily good or primarily bad? If a rule is based on negative assumptions about humanity, I tend to question it. For example, in the world today, there's a huge amount of guilt and shame about sex, and many rules around it. India recently tried to ban access to all pornography websites, but there was so much public outcry, the ban was ended 4 days later. That's an example of a rule based on the idea that humanity is primarily bad. Give people freedom to access porn online, and they'll go berserk and become sexual deviants. The Christian idea of original sin is another example of fundamental mistrust of humanity. It has caused so much guilt and shame for so many people who feel undeserving of success and good things in life. Original sin is an example of a relative truth. It's held by one particular segment of the world population. Example, it is not universally held across cultures. There's no scientific evidence that we are born sinners, so it isn't absolute truth. Yet, it negatively affects millions. Always have faith and trust in humanity. I like to remember Gandhi's words, you must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Question number 2. Does it violate the golden rule? The golden rule is to do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. Rules that elevate some while devaluing others are suspect as brules, such as rules that grant or restrict opportunities based on skin color, sexual orientation, religion, nationality, whether a person has a penis or a vagina, or any other arbitrary or subjective criteria. Question number 3. Did I take it on from culture or religion? Is this a rule or a belief that the majority of human beings weren't born into believing? Is it a belief in a particular way of life or a rule about a very particular habit, such as a way of eating or dressing? If so, it's probably a culture or religious rule. If it bothers you, I believe you don't have to follow it, just as I decided I would enjoy a steak or beef burger when I wanted to. Luckily for me, my family allowed me to question these rules, even though sometimes it might have made them uncomfortable. You do not have to dress, eat, marry, or worship in a manner that you disagree with just because it's part of the culture you're born into. Culture is meant to be ever evolving, ever flowing in a way just like water. Water is most beautiful and useful when it's moving. It creates rivers, waterfalls, the waves of the ocean. But when water becomes stagnant, it becomes poisonous. Culture is like water. If it's stagnant, as in the case of dogma or the rules of fundamentalists' religion, it can be poisonous. Appreciate your culture, but let it flow and evolve. Don't buy into the dogma that your culture way of prayer, dress, food, or sexual conduct may stay the same as it was generations ago. Question number 4. It is based on the rational choice or contagion. Are you following the rule because it was installed in you during childhood? Is it benefiting your life, or have you just never thought about doing things differently? We follow a large number of dangerously unhealthy rules merely because of mimetics and social conditioning. Are they holding you back? If so, try to understand them, dissect them, and question them. Do they serve a purpose, or do you take them on merely by imitation? Ask yourself if these rules truly serve you and if you want to pass them down to your children. Or are these ideas, for example, ones about how to dress or traditional ideas of what is moral, stifling, and restrictive? If so, let's allow them to die a peaceful death and cut the cord so they do not end up infecting our children. Hi, Manny. Hi, Janessa. Thank you for watching. Question number 5. Does it serve my happiness? Sometimes we follow beliefs that don't serve our happiness, but that feel as if they reflect an accepted and inescapable way of life. It could be following a career path because our family or society tells us it's correct, as happened to me with computer engineering, or marrying a particular person or living in a certain place or a certain way. Place your happiness first. Only when you're happy can you truly give your best to others, in society, in relationships, in your family and community. It's worth remembering these wise words from Steve Jobs when he was asked to address the graduating class at Stanford. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. It's time to start questioning. What are some beliefs in your life you want to question? Pick a few and try applying the rule test. Then try a few more. Don't rush and don't expect to wake up tomorrow free of all your rules just because you figured out what they are. Rules are powerful, and it can be hard to look squarely at the ones that have had the most influence over you. Throughout this book, I'll be sharing strategies for throwing out your rules and replacing them with new blueprints that will inspire greater happiness, connection, and success. But before you leap forward into a new life, you have to untangle yourself from the old one. I like to recall the words of L.P. Hartley from the 1953 novel The Go-Between. The past is a foreign country. They do things differently there. If so, this is your chance to cross the border. Visit some place new and exciting and discover a whole new way of life. As you pursue this quest to question, know this. Certain people will tell you that you're wrong, that you're being unfaithful to your family or to your tradition or to your culture norms, or that you're being selfish. Here's what I want you to know. Some say the heart is the most selfish organ in the body because it keeps all the good blood for itself. It takes in all the good blood, the most oxygenated blood, and then distributes the rest to every other organ. So, in a sense, maybe the heart is selfish. But if the heart didn't keep the good blood for itself, the heart would die. And if the heart died, it would take every other organ with it: the liver, the kidneys, the brain. The heart, in a way, has to be selfish for its own preservation. So don't let people tell you that you're selfish and wrong to follow your own heart. I urge you, I give you permission to break the rules, to think outside the norms of traditional society. The rules of the Father should not be passed on to the Son. Life beyond the rules. When you start hacking your life in this way, you gain a new sense of power and control. With it comes accountability and responsibility for your actions. Since you're deciding what rules you'll follow, your life is up to you. You can't hide behind excuses about who or what is holding you back. It's also up to you to have responsibility applying the rules test to make sure you aren't violating the golden rule as you go. It takes a certain amount of courage to live in this way. When you hit a certain pain point with a rule and realize that you cannot continue to live with it, part of abandoning it could feel like abandonment of an important social structure in your life. Life beyond the rules can be scary and surprising and exhilarating, often all at once. People might push back or hassle you, but you must be prepared to stand firm in your pursuit of your own happiness. I like to remember the advice from my friend Sam Isadora, an actress and well known Tantra teacher. The people making you feel guilty for going your own way and choosing your own life are simply saying, "Look at me, I'm better than you because my chains are bigger." It takes courage to break those chains and define your own life. So dare to live your precious days on earth to their fullest, true to yourself with open heart and thoughtful mind, and with the courage to change what doesn't work and accept the consequences. You may find that you can fly farther than you ever imagined. What if all the rules and ways we lay down in our heads don't even exist at all? What if we only believe that they're there because we want to think that they're there? All the formalities of morality and the decisions that we see ourselves making in order to be better or the best? What if we think we've got it all under control, but we don't? What if the path for you is one that you would never dare take because you never saw yourself going that way? And then, what if you realize that one day, would you take the path for you? Or would you choose to believe in your rules and your reasons, your moralities and your hopes? What if your own hope and your own morality are going the other way? By C. Joybell C. Okay, so that's the end. Tomorrow I will read to you part 2, The Awakening, the power to choose your version of the world. Okay, so anyway, if you found value in this, just click the three dots on the upper right hand corner of this video and click turn on notifications for this post so you can follow the next parts of this book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Okay, so my mentor said, Robert Hollis, if you want to be successful, get a mentor. So don't forget to get your gift from the link above or below or on your right side so you can get your videos, audios, and books on the units section of the page. Okay, so you deserve the best in life and you have the power within you. So read this book and the other books that I have read, okay, and follow them. All right, so do what successful people do and you'll get what successful people got. So tomorrow, again, I will read part two, The Awakening, the Power to Choose Your Version of the World. Okay, so I believe in you. I know you can do it. You are worthy and you deserve fulfillment, happiness, and success. Okay, so looking forward to helping you go all the way to the top. See you again. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye now.